Hello. In this series, we talk about Qi. In the study of metaphysics, although we do not claim the study of metaphysics to be scientific, we try as much as we can to go parallel to the method of studying physics. And that is to begin everything with some undefined terms and laws of nature. Qi is one fundamental term that we cannot define, but we can describe the behavior, the character of Qi. Originally, the word Qi was found in a book called the Burial Book, written supposedly by Guo. However, this is quite debatable because a lot of Feng Shui masters in the past said that this book was actually written at least 1,000 years after Guo's time, that is in the Song Dynasty. And I believe so. The famous description of Qi is found in this book. But either this book was written in a bad way, or at least some hidden phrases are not included or might have been lost in the past. And therefore, to translate such a book into another language, we have to understand what it is talking about before we can do a good job. Now, even the simplest thing, like the definition, not definition, but the description of Qi, give us a lot of tricky points during the translation. It is written that Qi rides the wind. Qi rides the wind, no problem. We understand that Qi has to be carried from place to place by moving objects. Now, wind is, in a way, a general description of moving object, like a horse to be ridden by people and bring the people to the destination. Now, that is the comparison. But then it says, Qi rides the wind, and, now there is a tricky word here, shan. Well, some people, it is easy to translate into scatters, because the meaning of going from place to place and to distribute in a convenient way, the word scatter is correct. However, if you read on, you will find that the word doesn't mean scatter, because the next thing that comes was when the ancients collect Qi so that it doesn't, that is the word, it doesn't. What doesn't it do? Or what doesn't happen to it when the ancients collect the Qi? That word should be dispersed. Dispersed is a negative sense. It is true when the wind is too strong, the qi is destroyed in a way. Destroyed, of course. It's not necessarily really destroyed, but to make it unavailable, disperse it. It is like when you ride a horse, and a horse is angry and starts jumping, running fast, and throw you off the horseback. Now that is the idea. You ride a horse to go to a destination, but if the horse is crazy, has become crazy, then you are thrown out of the horseback. You're nowhere. So, to translate the word as scattered doesn't bring out the meaning. As a matter of fact, there are some hidden words in the original writing. Qi rides the wind. Full stop. But if the wind is too strong, it will be dispersed. So this part is embedded in the original writing. So the ancients collected so that it doesn't collect it for future use or retain it, so that it is not dispersed. But then it says also that the qi stops on encountering water. Well, you see, that again, you have to get the right picture, because water can be running water, can be a pool of water. What does that mean? It stops and it doesn't go with the wind anymore, it goes with the water. That is one meaning, because water is a stronger, maybe a more efficient moving object. So you ride the boat and go with the water. Or if it simply stays there. It is retained. Now the entire meaning is that qi is something that can move not on its own, but following other moving objects. And the easiest moving object is the wind, the moving of air particles. But it can also be water. It can also be other things like people, animals, vehicles. As long as it can carry the qi along without dispersing it. But when it's too strong, it's dispersed. But it will stop on encountering water. Water may be a pool of water, and the qi is collected there, ready to be used. But water can simply be a safe, open space. What is a safe, open space? Well, you see, you have an open space, but it's surrounded by trees, by walls, by mountains, by large objects. That is a safe place. And that is where qi will be retained when it is brought into that space by wind. And it is there to be used by people. That is the whole idea. Well, if you read on, you understand how we begin to study Feng Shui with some undefined terms, but good description of the undefined terms. And then we elaborate, we will expand the idea, and that becomes the entire study of Feng Shui. Right? So, I am not going to repeat what is written in the slides. and slowly, take your time, understand it. Therefore, you can see the difficulty in translating something that was written 1,000 years ago. You have to understand it, understand the whole thing before you can do a good job. Otherwise, you're just translating word for word. Well, don't translate it. Go to Google Translate. That will give you the entire thing, which sometimes Google does a good job, sometimes it becomes an unintelligible piece. When a house is built, we want this to capture, we want the house to be built in such a way that there is plentiful supply of good qi brought into the house for people to use. So that is where the door should be. And outside the door, there must be ample space, ample protected space, so that the qi brought by the breezes, brought by other things, brought by other moving objects, retained there, ready to be brought into the house for people to use. Once you open the door, the qi will come in, because when you open the door, wind will come in through the door, and then it comes in. Once inside the house, you must create sufficient space, like a pool of water, for the qi to be retained and to be used later. Then you can carry the qi anytime to other places of the house to be used by the people. But you see, once you create a shortcut, that strong wind will blow inside the house and get out from the other side, then the qi cannot be retained. You see, that is just that simple. These are the simple fundamental ideas of studying Feng Shui. That's all for today. Wait for the next one.